So, hello everybody, and I'm going to talk to you about my thoughts about Legend of Korra in general, and the finale, the book 4 finale, and it is also the finale of the series of the Legend of Korra. Still trying to get over it that we won't be going on to nick.com every week, every Friday, checking out the new episodes, watching them, giving them online ratings so they know that it's getting viewed and everything. It's going to be a shame about that. But you know something? In fairness, it had a closure. Korra's story had a closure. It dealt with problems of what was built up and left after Aang passed. But then again, also I would like to say thank you to Brian or Bruce, whichever is the actual name of one of the creators. I might be ending up subtitling them down below, but I want to say thank you to both of you, Michael and Brian, both of you, of creating this wonderful universe that we can all share. I want to thank you guys really well. I want to thank you so that we can be here now, enjoying talking about our favourite moments of Avatar, favourite moments of Korra. We're a fandom, and we are, and I want to say out of everybody of the fandom, thank you for being part of our lives. Thank you for bringing Aang, Katara, Sokka, Toph, Zuko, Azula, Ty everybody in The Last Airbender, and Korra's group, Tenzin, everybody. We are all happy that you've created these characters so we can relate to them. Every character is relatable to everybody. There might be some characters that only appeared in one episode that people relate to, but love that character and start doing fan pictures or fanfics about that character. But everybody can relate to somebody in this universe, and thank you. We all thank you for that. Also, the finale just went into a little bit of thing because everybody's focusing more on the ending of the finale than they are about what the actual other contents that happened, the other scenarios, the colossal mecha robot thing, mecha suit, Kavira's past, everything that happened in that finale. Everybody's dropping those and just focusing on the last scene. I'll be talking about the last scene a little bit later on. At this point, you've probably been wondering why I've suddenly appeared, but from the point onwards after this quick clip are going to be spoilers and warnings. So this is a spoiler warning. So if you want to continue watching, if you want to watch a spoiler-free view and thoughts of the Avatar franchise and what I thought of the finale, click there on the annotation next door to me, so that you can go straight to my video and that you don't need to be spoiled. But if you have watched the finale and enjoyed it, you can continue watching after I go. And continue watching and hearing what Kai has to say about the franchise. And yet again, I want to say a big thank you to the creators of this wonderful franchise and the fandom as well. See ya! Now, I want to say thank you for Kyle to be telling you guys that from here on out there will be spoilers. So hopefully if you click the annotation while Kyle was on screen telling you this, he will be pointing out to his review and thoughts of the series without containing any spoilers. Now for me to continue. So, the finale. I will get the finale out of the way because I think everybody is wondering what I thought about the finale, what I thought about the final thing, and I think everybody wants to see what I interpreted the scenes. Alright? So here it is. So, for starters, I enjoyed the finale. It was fantastic. Every scene in there was wonderfully drawn, wonderfully picked out. Everything was done beautifully done in the span of 40-50 minutes, however long it was on nick.com. It was great. Milo saving Tenzin. I thought he was gonna use farts to save his dad, to break and land on the floor. But no, he used proper airbending techniques. It would have been a little bit funny in that scene if he did fart, because we all know Milo. He will fart regardless. He has a flatulence problem. But at the same time, it was great. We got the battle with Kuvira and Korra inside the suit when it was breaking up was great. It was really, really well done. The sister, Lin and Su Yin's joint metal bending. Taking out the cannon by destroying the inside because it was plated in platinum. Alright, okay, I'll get this out of the way. Why isn't there no such thing as platinum bending? Toph, in Avatar The Last Airbender, Toph created metal bending due to the fact that back then nobody could have been able to platinum metal. It would have been awesome if one of Toph's daughters, either Lin or Su Yin or one of Su's siblings, created platinum bending, just to show that the Beifongs was still badass in creating new bending styles. Because I think platinum bending would have been awesome. Would have helped a lot against the Colossus. I'm calling it the Colossus. The big robot mecha thing. But it would have come great with it. It would have helped in hand greatly, so they can bend the feet apart, they could bend the armor all off, and then just rip it apart afterwards. But I digress. It was really fantastic. Su Yin and Lin working together, getting the arm thing, and Bolin and Mako working together into the reactor chamber, taking out the spirit wilds in there, the spirit vines in there as the core. In terms of Transformers, that was a spark with Alan Sentient Robot then. So there's that. But at the same time, it grasped me that I was surprised that when they lost the factory. So Asami now has lost everything at this point. We thought. So Dad's still in jail. Lin is her dad out. He aged quite a bit. He's lost a lot of weight and everything from book 1. But he came back. Instead, he helped them. I think he redeemed himself from book 1 being being an enjoyable character from book 1 to then being a douchebag dick of a father. Swearing. I know. Of a father to being the one being with the Equalists and wanted to take out the Avatar. I digress though. He redeemed himself, I think. And when he saved Asami while they're in the hummingbird suits, and he ejected Asami and not himself, and he got squashed and killed. I'm sorry, but there was no way a man could survive being squashed like a bug on a giant robot. Just saying. It was heartwarming, and I felt sorry for Asami a lot more that she has now lost everything. Her factory, her company, and now her father. She lost her mother to a firebender, and now she lost her father. So it just means she lost everything, as I will get digress later on. And it was really great. All airbending, throwing balloons and that, trying to figure out different ways to stop the Colossus robot. It's great. Kuvira's past, being an orphan, I wasn't expecting this. And Zelda Williams, the daughter of the late Robin Williams, was a fantastic voice for Kuvira. She posted on her Twitter that of her being grown up with anime and everything. She was happy and glad that she voiced a great character. I'm happy that she was the voice of her. I could not see anybody else voice Kuvira. If the creators of Avatar went to Nick and go, right, we want to reboot the movie universe of the Avatar series, and we want to make the movie universe, and we want to do it properly, like how we pictured it, of how a live action series would work, and we want to retcon M. Night Shyamalan's film. If they do it that way, anyway, and everything. And when it comes to Korra, I wish or hope they do Korra first. They cast Zelda as Kuvira. Anyway, it was the whole finale was great, and then Zhu and then Varric proposing Julie as generic Varric, as how Varric does, proposing to her, going, Julie, will you do the thing with me for the rest of our lives? And she accepted, and I was like, before they go out and bow, cutting them plan so they could go in. It's just great. They got together at last, and it was great. Kavira's fight and everything was one thing I was reading. It wasn't as epic as Aang vs Ozai, but I liked it. I really enjoyed it. They ended up in Korra running after in the spirit wilds, and they find the cannon because the arm came off the Colossus after what Lin and Su did. The cannon fell there, so she ended up having ultimate limitless power at the moment there because of the cannon. And she fired it, but then she couldn't turn it off because it was starting to go out of control. It literally was starting to go out of control. So Korra saved it. They ended up in the spirit world, but at the same time, Korra created a new spirit portal. No, I don't think no avatar reached that. I think Korra is one of the best avatars. The fact that she created a new freaking spirit portal. Screw the balance! The balance is now out of balance. There needs to be a fourth spirit portal to reclaim the balance. Great. That's literally a left open unquestioned thing. I just realised that. 3 portals. North, south. The public cities are there in east and west. There needs to be an east-west, the west or east portal on the opposite side, so they can meet in the middle and join. Because it just seems now out of balance. There needs to be a fourth one, unless when there's a new one created on one side, there's another one open on the opposite side. That I digress anyway. Back to my topic in a little bit. So yeah, so that's great. So then it all comes. Then a little time skip happens after all that, and about us learning about Kavira's powers being off and how Korra doesn't know how she felt and stuff like that. And Korra said she kind of does, of being the Avatar and all. It then goes to the wedding. Everybody's there, dressed up fancy and everything, and Bolin's the vicar to bring those two together, and it was really great how it was done there. And then this is where I will talk a little bit of how the fandom started to grasp. Korra and Mako confessing that he would be anywhere with her and make sure that she's safe and everything and stuff like that. And he will always be there. Korra smiled and blushed slightly because she was glad that he still thought like that and stuff like that. But I think the creators also announced in a Q&A that Korra ship sailed or sunk in book 2 or 3, and everything. So then we come to Asami sitting on the. Asami and Korra just start sitting on a hilltop, looking at the beautiful scenery. I think of the wedding, of the party and everything, and then looking out to the spirit portal. They're talking about everything. Asami mentioned that she talked about saying that during the incident of Korra not coming out before the portal, she didn't know what she was going to do if she lost her as well, because she lost everything now. She didn't know what she could do if she lost Korra and everything. And Korra was happy, just sat down and smiled and was happy that she heard that and stuff like that and everything. And she said that she wants to take us vacation. So Korra heard that, went, how about let's do it, just the two of us. Alright, yeah, alright. At the moment, I will say this, the whole Korra summit. Right, first off, my OTP ship is Korrasami. Right, I said it. I'm a Korrasami shipper. So I'm being a little bit biased, but I'm being fair at the same time. I will admit I'm a Korrasami shipper right now. Anyway, I digress. So in one side, this type of talk could lead up to them just going on to a friendship vacation to the spirit world, so they can be alone, talk about their problems, their differences, their likes, their dislikes, and everything, and talk what they can't talk to anybody else with, but can talk to each other with, because they are in a similar boat, or they understand each other. At the same time, from the Korra shippers, this literally started to bloom a little bit more. That they wanted to go on a vacation. I think they could go to the vacation, talk about their problems, talk about their love difficulties with Mako and boys and stuff like that, talk about that general girly stuff. Or they wanted to just go to vacation and allow the vacation to be the thing that they can talk to each other about, and talk to each other how they actually feel. Alright then, because at this moment I'm saying this, it could have gone two ways. It could have ended it. I wouldn't mind if it ended Mako and Korra. I wouldn't mind that. But it continuing on a little bit more was a little bit better, I think, and it brings some closure. But at the same time, I want a little bit talk a little bit more in depth of this. This will probably get edited, but probably nothing will be taken out, because there's a lot of things that I talked about in this video have literally been important things to discuss. So later on, they then they got dressed into their normal civilian clothes. They walked up to the portal. It then closed up to their hands. Their hands then interlocked, so they're like holding hands, and they walked into the portal. But this is the thing. A lot of people forget though. You don't turn around to look at each other because of a blind eye. No. If you remember book 2, book 2 was completely spirit based. It was called Spirits, for God's sakes, and it featured the 2 south and north portals. Bolin and Mako went in and out the spirit world constantly. They did not turn around or anything. They just walked through, walked out, walked through, walked out, walked through, walked out, walked through, walked out. They didn't turn around and looked in each other. Okay? So, yeah, right. Okay, I'm just saying that out there. So, yeah, they just held hands and looked at each other. They looked at each other. Girl best friends can do that. But it's how they looked into each other's eyes, what I think a lot of people saw, that this opened up bisexuality pride. Because the colours that were shown on the mountain hopes had similar tones and textures of pride's flag, or bisexual pride's flag of the pinkish reds and blues, or velvets or whatever, all done in that nice tone. It literally did blend in very well together in the scenery with the portal. It blended in very, very well, and it's very nice that it's done that. That's what a lot of fans are posting pictures of because of it, but at the same time it's understandable. But anyway, I will say this, for the Korra shipping, I'm happy with this ending. For a fan, I want full-on confirmation about the shipping ending. I want full-on confirmation if it is Korra and Asami getting together. Because at the same time, there has been notes of it mirroring Aang and Katara's ending in Last Airbender, where they looked at each other, but those 2 kissed. Nick, I think, had a say and didn't want 2 same-sex girls kissing. So they still had a say, because it's still a kid show or a teen show at the end of the day. So it is really understandable about that. But also, when you think about it, it really is something amazing to be able to produce this and that, and how it ended. But apparently there's going to be a radio show tomorrow. I don't know which station, don't know what website, if it's a digital radio show that you can listen to online. I don't know. I just read about it. I can't remember briefly where. But at the same time, but the voice actors of Bolin, Mako, and I think the creators are going to be on the show, and they're going to be talking about the finale. And I think we're going to hear their thoughts on the finale and everything like that as well. So we've got that to do and everything, but also because I'm hoping they sort of clarify something now with this finale, because There's still some unanswered questions, and I think that is a lot of people's gripe, that there's still a lot of and everything. But I would like to say thank you again. Thank you to Brian and Michael, the creators of the Avatar universe, and bringing their characters to life. I want to say thank you. I think all the fandom here is wanting to say thank you. I'm just a fan, and I think that all the fans should go onto their Tumblrs, go onto their Facebook pages, go onto the official Legend of Korra page, and just spam them of saying thank you, just thank you, and say how much you loved the show. I think all of us here will be this, but at the same time I think it's great, and I'm thinking about Fridays because I haven't got nothing to do now, or we haven't got nothing to do now on Fridays, and I don't know if you're a part of the Avatar Legend of Korra community fandom, then comment down below theories of what you think, and I'll look into them and talk about them as well on videos for you guys and everything, and stuff like that, so we can bring together this sort of thing for more, and also do video response from this video. Do a video response asking what of just responding, saying thank you to Brian and Mike, saying thank you to them, and thank you to Nickelodeon to bringing the show. Even though Nickelodeon are making it online, they still brought us new episodes to us, and I thank them for creating this show from the beginning and allowed it to be on for 7 seasons. Yes, I have said 7 seasons because there ain't just an Avatar. There ain't just Aang or Korra or Kyoshi or Roku or Wan. They're the Avatar, and the Avatar universe is one universe. The characters are their own characters. They're people in their own world, and to bring 7 seasons of this franchise to us from when we were probably 11 years old, 10 years old, or probably whenever, I think 11, 12, when this show aired, with Aang's story, to be now like the same age as Korra, 21, on the last episode, is amazing. It's breathtaking. I think it's great that we were part of this universe, and that we are here now, and everything. And I would like to say, leave a video response, and tell me, what's your favourite part of being part of the fandom? What is your best memory of it, and everything, of being in the community? Is it cosplay? Is it going to cons, meeting the voice actors of the characters? Is it the friends you made online of being part of the same community? Is it drawing fan art, writing fan fiction? What is your best moments and memories of the Avatar franchise? What is it? Do a video response to tell me, and also leave comments down below of your favourite theories, and I'll talk a little bit about them every Friday. Anyway, I've been Jasmus Ryder. I'll see you next time for Fan Theory Fridays for the Avatar. Every Friday, and I'll promise you that. Because we can watch other things, but we need Avatar. But anyway, I'm saying one last big thank you to Brian and Mike for bringing us the greatest show ever. Well, not the greatest show, but the best show of the community of animated show that I've watched for ages. Thank you for bringing your characters to us and allowing us to share your love for them. I'm hoping we support you for any other projects you two create afterwards, and we will support you with that so we can continue onwards. Bye bye for now.